right, so for Blackfire Trio, the first thing we're going to want to do is start in the middle, and then I'm going to go over, how we want to handle the movement out of the middle. Then I'll remove this image and show it in the video. So the first thing we want to do is stack in the middle, because again, Twintania, Nail, and Bahamut are all going to be appearing on the outside of the arena, and Bahamut and Twintania are going to be diving. So we want to stack in the middle to bait their dive. There are ways to handle this where you start on the outside, but we're going to be doing it where we stack in the middle. Then you want to identify Nail as quickly as you can, and then actually Twintania probably doesn't dive, it's just Bahamut that dives, but Twintania will cast 5 Liquid Hells. So we want to stack for the Liquid Hells and then drop those in sequence as we run out to Nail. After that, we are going to be breaking off, and there will be 4 towers that spawn. So this is the pattern that we're going to be used. This is actually the reverse of what I'm doing in the video, but you can still see how it works. I like it where the DPS go to the right and the tanks and healers go to the left, but in this group that I got the recording from, the DPS went to the left. But just you can see in this image, you're dropping the puddles, then you're moving out, and then going for Mega Flare stacks and towers. So let's just go through that real quick and see how it actually plays out. So we're going to stack in the middle here first. You do want to get heals, regens, and shields out here, because as we are moving, so the first thing you want to do is identify Nail. This red marker is just snapshotting the Bahamut dive. It's nothing you need to worry about. That mechanic handles itself. As we are moving out, you want to stay stacked, because there is a thermionic beam that happens right there from Nail. So as we're moving, we want everyone to get hit by that stack marker. Once that happens, you can start peeling off and going to your respective side. So again, in this video, the DPS are going left relative to facing Nail, and the tanks and healers are going right. The way that we are going to do it is like in the image where it's the swap of that. But you can see how this works. So as we move out here, 4 random players will get targeted with Mega Flare. Okay, the Mega Flare, so you can see them right here. It'll target 2 DPS, a healer, and a tank. And then 2 DPS, a healer, and a tank will not get targeted with Mega Flare. What we're going to want to do is have the Mega Flare people all stack behind the puddles. This is a great spot to use Sprint. We'll have the Mega Flare people all stacked behind the puddles so that they can soak the damage together. And then we're going to have a tank get this far tower. So we say, the tank will get the tower closest to Nail. The healer will get the tower on their side furthest from Nail. And then the DPS need to call it. So we would just always have a DPS say, far or close, so that they know. You can actually see as we're moving in here that both me and the ninja are getting ready to go towards the far tower. So I believe I just called far, and so he turned around and went back. So you can see the Mega Flares are going to stack, and our healers and tanks are getting ready to soak their towers, which you can see here. So again, the tank tower is going to be soaking closest to Nail, and the healer is going to be the one furthest from Nail. Is how we're going to handle it. You can do it a number of ways, but that's how we're going to do it. Is just in accordance with this image. So while this is happening, Nail will do 4 hypernovas in succession. So what you want to do is the people that are baiting the towers, the people that are going to be soaking the towers need to stand outside of the towers until the first hypernova hits. Because if you're in the tower and the hypernova targets you, you will die. So you stay outside. You can watch Nail. There's the first hypernova. It targeted someone as they were running to the stack. So the first hypernova goes out. We're going to be going into our towers. The Nail will cast 3 more hypernovas again in succession. So if the second hypernova targets you while you are in the tower, what I would recommend is just barely go into the tower like this, and then you can just kind of move to the other side, and once the tower resolves, you want to step out of that hypernova. If at any point anyone walks into a hypernova, you get a lethal bleed that will kill you in 1 tick. So you don't want to do that. So we have seen our hypernovas. We're moved into our towers here. the towers are going to resolve, and then three more the third hypernova, and then the fourth one will come out, and Bahamut is going to be casting Giga Flare. So there's our third hypernova, and then the fourth one. So the way that we're going to handle it is, if possible, you have to mitigate through hyper flare. Luckily for our group, we will be having two casters, so we'll be able to addle every Giga Flare. But we're going to have, if at all possible, we want to make it where Bahamut doesn't turn. So we would typically have the raid stack behind Bahamut, wherever direction he's facing, and then the tank on the other side. Sometimes, due to hypernova placement, you have to do some adjustments. That just needs to be handled and communicated with your team, because after this, Bahamut will be doing conal flare breaths that you do not want to get hit by if you are not a tank. So there's the Giga Flare. You're just going to be DPSing the boss. The hypernovas go away, and then we have our flare breaths here. So 3 flare breaths, and that is Blackfire trio. So you can let regens tick up. Everyone can be doing damage here, and then it's going to be moving into Fell Ruin trio, which is a pretty simple trio, and we will cover that in our next video.